The U.S. is approaching a grim milestone in the COVID-19 pandemic. Nearly 200,000 Americans are confirmed to have died from the virus, though the real number is likely higher. No other nation has recorded as many deaths or cases. And as Jackson Proskow reports, there are predictions the number of fatalities could more than double by the end of 2020.
6 months and 200,000 deaths later, there are still new COVID-19 hotspots popping up across the U.S. On average, there are more than 35,000 new cases recorded nationwide every single day.
There's still no plan or strategy. There'll be 300,000 deaths by December 1st and maybe even 400,000 deaths by the time of the next presidential inauguration.
One influential model predicts 415,000 deaths by January 1st.
Decisions were made on some level to open up everything, and I don't think that we had a good enough hand on it.
Nurse Dana James saw the worst of the pandemic at her Florida hospital in August. Cases have come down. She worries Americans will let down their guard, allowing the virus to surge again.
Walk one day in my shoes, have one 12-hour shift alongside with me, and maybe you'll change your mind.
Despite all that's been lost, the U.S. is still wrapped up in the same debate about how to respond. President Donald Trump continues to question the effectiveness of masks.
There are a lot of people think the masks are not good.
He's defying COVID-19 restrictions with indoor rallies while promising magical cures.
Well, the virus will disappear. It will disappear.
Everyday Americans are waging the same fight themselves. Despite the virus spreading largely uncontrolled, there's still a push to reopen everything from schools to restaurants and bars.
We can do all those things, but you've got to do one thing. We've got to bring the entire nation down to some agreed upon low level of containment.
That may mean turning back the clock, bringing back some restrictions, especially over the winter.
We should be ready to reimpose mandates in order not to overwhelm our hospitals and save lives. So let's not repeat the same mistake we made before.
There's plenty of hope riding on the development and deployment of a vaccine, but that could take a year or more to happen. And in the meantime, COVID-19 continues to spread far and wide, and there's little being done to stop it. Robin.
Jackson Proskow in Washington. Thanks, Jackson. The U.S. president plans to submit his nominee for the Supreme Court this week, and he says it will be a woman. Democrats are pushing back, just as the Republicans did when they blocked Barack Obama's nominee. As Jennifer Johnson reports, this is just another fight that centers around the November election.
With crowds cheering, "Fill that seat" at a campaign rally, U.S. President Donald Trump promised he will do just that within days of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg's passing.
I will be putting forth a nominee next week. It will be a woman.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is promising an immediate hearing. Critics are calling him a hypocrite after McConnell blocked President Barack Obama's Supreme Court pick for over 9 months, saying it was too close to an election. Democrats at a Supreme Court vigil for Ginsburg are sounding the alarm.
Mitch McConnell and his henchmen believe that they can ram through a Supreme Court justice only 45 days from the election. This fight has just begun.
Senate Democrats need just 4 Republicans to block the nomination. Already 2, Senators Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski, have said the decision should be made after the November 3rd election. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is vowing to stop the president, even if it means launching a new impeachment hearing against him.
We have our options. We have arrows in our quiver that I'm not about to discuss right now.
The president hasn't released a list of names of potential female nominees, but many believe Amy Coney Barrett is a frontrunner for the seat, believed to be anti-abortion and anti-gay marriage. Judge Barbara Lagoa, a Hispanic woman from swing state Florida, is also considered a top contender. Both are Trump appointees to federal appellate benches.
If the shoe were on the other foot and the Democrats had the White House and the Senate, they would right now be trying to confirm another member of the Supreme Court.
Even before a name has been submitted, tempers are flaring, further igniting what has already been a bitter, contentious election year. Jennifer Johnson, Global News, Washington.